Does things work? It's exciting. Hey, what? Yeah. Okay. Let me see. I don't think they have labels on, but I'll go check. Okay. Like there's the soap, and there's the soap, and there's the soap. Ah, why is it inverted? Can you read it, or is it fucked up? Okay. And then like here's another kind of soap. Ugh. I got some of those. I got a lot of different soaps, man. Yep. Get free bar. Wait, I can show you something.
Check, check. Hello, hello. Woo! 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 Check, check. 1, 2.
So look at.
I ain't licking anything. What the hell are
Now
those?
look at this.
Those lawn plugs?
Frop stucks. I got my CBD, CBG stuff in, and I've been making these because pretty soon my frop sticks are going to be ready to go. We should mention them again. They're ready to go now. These ones are ready to go.
How do you get them? Do you have to be in the state of Utah to get them?
No, these are perfectly legal anywhere you go. Pam Carrot says, no, I have to do stickers and finish my marketing and packaging.
Well, I mean, it's interesting to hold up to the camera at least. That should be good radio.
Yeah. Well, we're YouTube centric now, so we can say, hey, we're giving these away and soaps for donations.
What's in them?
High testing CBD, CBG hemp. Product?
What is CBG? I've never heard of that.
It's it's another cannabinoid. It does actually get you a little bit buzzed, but only for about 15 minutes.
Well,
it's like the DMT
why
of the
would you want to get
cannabinoids.
buzzed on it? I mean, what are they for? Is that what they're for? Is to inebriate you?
Oh, they're to get closer with Bob by having one of his actual Frappazola frop sticks in your own personal possession. Just think of how the luck plane will slide towards you when you yourself are smoking the same frop that Bob himself might smoke in his magical pipe.
I'm pretty sure the stuff in Bob's pipe has a lot more than what's in those.
Well, you don't know that.
I
What would you
I
know?
don't
You haven't
know a
tried
lot.
what's in these.
I don't know a lot. And I'm learning less every day.
Did you see my story where I fucking put a whole video about not thinking up?
I did.
And I was looking for pylons in it and everything.
Yeah, and people were replying and everything like that. It was pretty good. I wish you had told them to listen to the show or something.
I thought I did somewhere in there.
Maybe. I didn't see it. But you might have. You might have.
I might not have too. Well, I don't know if I want you to talk about my frop sticks if you can be so disparaging about them.
Oh, I'm not being disparaging. I'm getting the details out.
My make it.
I'm trying to find out what it is that you're selling.
I'm selling things for money and stuffs. It's much like when you send $35 to a stranger to get a bunch of stickers and a couple pieces of paper. You're going to send me money to get individual things to smoke.
So they're going to buy them.
That's no different.
They're going to buy them from you?
Yeah. Well,
who's selling them?
They're going to get them from Slack.
Check. 1, 2. Peas, you still there? Peas.
Slack pack. Yeah, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
I'm locking up really bad on my end. 1 second.
I can hear you.
CPU usage spike. Sorry about that. All right, that looks fine. Okay.
So can you hear me again?
Yes, I can hear you again.
You oh, okay. Because I've been able to hear you this entire time. So warble.
Okay. Man, I've only got a few minutes left.
Did we post the last week's show?
Uh,
Was last week's show on anywhere?
it should instantly be on YouTube. Those should be ready to go as soon as they're done. They should be added to the stream and everything like that.
That's this one, 12/28 then. Okay.
This is the best pre-show ever. There's people watching. Hi, people watching.
Yeah, there's 2 people. It's not just you and me, right?
There was 3 a second ago. Now it's back down to 2. Why? Do you have the YouTube window open?
I just opened it up. See if it kicked up one.
Not yet.
Still says 2 watching, so I think that's just us.
Just you and me,
somehow.
yeah.
Oh. All right, I'll see you in 10 minutes.
All right, see you then.
That's this one, 12/28 then. Okay.
Oh, I'm not being disparaging. I'm getting the details
My make it.
I'm trying to find
Let's
out
get
what
in
it is that you're selling.
Bobbies to my left, there are bobbies to my right. There are bobbies versus bobbies, yet they refuse to fight. I too am a bobby, but unlike most of you, I walk the walk and I talk the talk and I speak only the truth. To put my faith in Bob and everything he said, to come here every year and pull the wool over my own head. It's a blessing that I live beyond the dual-colored head. It's the secret that I'll carry until the day I'm dead. To read between the lies and go just Bobbies versus Bobbies, where the Bobbies have a one. It's exactly what they want. It's precisely what they said. The one true church has gone away and left us here for dead. The exes will not come because they already came. We are all the sloppy seconds in their mindless little game. You'll get up on that morning, July 5th at 7 a.m. and witness the non-coming of those you call your friends. As for me and my church, I know what we'll do. We'll sleep late and we'll feel great, ecstatic with the truth. The truth about our brethren and total lack of faith. The fact that there's so few of us that are slack is what's at stake. So remember, come tomorrow and the day after that, give up and stop thinking it's the only path to slack. Call yourself a Bobby. Deep down you know it's true. And if not, then you don't belong. It's pink that we call you. I'm not here for attention. Not here to entertain. Not here with wife or family, but right here it's all the same. To be with my sisters and brothers in orgasmic ancestral glee, to celebrate the world's destruction, to finally be free. Free from all the bullshit and their stinking fucking lies. Free from the conspiracy and all those George Bush guys. Free to find salvation and free to fly away on a really deep space station that will arrive here any day. To be my true self and not what they made me. To be a true Yeti, the quintessential Bobby. So fuck you if you don't like it. Fuck you if you don't care. Fuck you if you can't take a joke. Let Bob fuck you if you dare. 'Cause I don't mind the drills. I'm just here for the slack. And when the exes don't show up, you know, next year I'll be back. I'm almost done. Finished with this speech. But the war has just begun. I will not accept defeat. 'Cause it's Bobbies versus Bobbies. Which side will you choose? Bobbies versus Bobbies, where the Bobbies never lose. 'Cause it's Bobbies versus Bobbies. Which side will you choose? It's just Bobbies versus Bobbies, where the Bobbies never lose. Fuck you if you don't like it. Fuck you if you don't care. Fuck you if you can't take a joke. Let Bob fuck you if you dare. 'Cause I don't mind the drills. I'm just here for the slack. And when the exes don't show up, you know, next year I'll be back. I am almost done. Finished with this little speech. But the war has just begun. I won't accept defeat. 'Cause you know Bobbies versus Bobbies. Which side will you choose? Bobbies versus Bobbies, where the Bobbies never lose.
spaghettiism in a young female. Includes enlargement of the feet and shoulders, and of course the third nostril. Spaghettification and reversion. Isolating yourself from them. Ba, 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 ba. Shape-shifting, prey-gifting, bestiality, insanity, defying gravity, exposing yourself, unfortunately, to the underlying primal hierarchy, and not giving a bob damn fuck.
Broadcasting live from Subbasement 27 in the Hypercore in Hypercube Laboratories in Orlando, Florida. This is time for the show. Your weekly Hypercubist radio update, bringing you all of those wonderful updates that you are so desperately needing. And it wouldn't be another week and a whole nother year full of whole mess of show without everybody's favorite Reverend Peas. Say hi, Peas.
Hello.
Are you ready for a whole nother year of time for the show, Peas?
Very excited. Very excited to do this year's show when we have all these spectacular new bonanzas ahead of us in 2021.
What kind of things can the kids at home look forward to this year, Peas?
Well, the return of the ice cream truck, number one.
Oh, it's gonna be
I see
big.
that
Yeah,
around August.
That'll be the only
first
thing with good humor around here. What
What
else you got?
Well, I think that we're gonna have such good times this year. What else could go wrong?
Nothing can go wrong. We've actually converted the Hypercore to run strictly off of Pesium Element 27, so it's super affordable. It is the most efficient dollar per dollar. It is the best and most clean burning. We're going carbon neutral. We might even go carbon negative. We're just giving it away this year. And it runs even. Okay, so Peas, are you ready to jump into your sales pitch, Peas? Go ahead. So before the show, Peas and I were talking about all of the important things that, you know, he needs to do this year. And we are now broadcasting live on freethinkradio.com on the simulcast. Oh, you kids, if you're not watching on youtube.com/freethinkradio, then you can't see all of these amazing products that Peas is holding up to the camera and not telling us anything about. So,
But wait, they can.
You said but.
They can, Fox. Because
That's pretty good.
all they've got to do is go to packslack.com. And all those wonderful products I just showed you will be available at packslack.com. The exclusive marketplace for you and I and everybody.
Yes.
Packslack.com.
Not drop shipping, more like ship dropping. So head over to packslack.com and pick up some of the wonderful products that we have available there for you. Hypercube's got a lot of cool stuff that's going to be on there. In fact, I've got
It's
this.
crazy.
I might even have a couple of things here that'll be going on the store. You know, I haven't really made up my mind yet about when I'm going to put some of these things up, because I'm a bit of a fine tuner. I was diagnosed. I am mildly artistic, and I'm very.
Do you have to
picky.
Do you have to take the exposure pills?
No, but I have to ask my wife to open all my bottle caps for me.
There you go. There's always some price to pay.
We're going to cure it this year. I think that's what Hypercube is going to do. You know,
one of the many things. Listen, we've already started a vast scientific research station from a remote site. We've already accomplished more than other mad scientists and laboratorians they haven't even got their drawings in yet, and we're out there doing stuff. We're with pylons, we're not thinking, we're making videos that we don't know what they're about. It's crazy.
Pylons right here in the studio.
Look
just
at
to
that.
make sure. Well, check that out. You can't get craftsmanship like this anywhere else. That's actually the Mark I pylons from the early Hypercube Home Relaxation Series demo public reveal. These are the classics.
Fox, I'm not
back
sure
here.
that's true.
These are the
I
classics.
think you can get quality
Are you
craft
calling
products
me a liar?
exactly like that at packslack.com. I think there's many opportunities to get quality products just like that pile behind you if you'd only go to packslack.com.
Well, we we're looking at making plans available so that you could build your own pylons at home, just like the ones that we use here.
Correct.
And I can kind of tilt the camera down a little bit. You can see these are actually
You can have the same plans the government has, kids.
condensing. These are condensing pylons. You can see the condensers at the bottom with the acoustic resonator downstem attached right over here. These are the best. These are the best ones that you're going to be able to build on your own. I can tell you that much. And so we're getting a couple of top-notch engineers to put that together and make plans downloadable. But plans are just a little too much for some people. Some people can look at plans and it's easy to don't think. You ever put a grill together?
Overwhelmed.
Super easy. I can even put a grill together using the Spanish instructions, and I get confused ordering at Taco Bell. But it no problem for me. A lot of pictures.
Because what's a gordito? What's a gordito, dude? Like, what is a gordito?
I believe
I see you getting confused.
that's a guy that gets hired by the Gordon's Fisherman Company, but then gets deported back
to
where he came from. That's a gordito.
I think it's bad marketing, but let's go on.
Which is
we
bad
don't want to type the show with
Which
Taco Bell critiques. Well, Taco Bell, I don't want to critique them and all that stuff, and I don't want to draw attention to it, but the gordito is not any kind of food, Mexican food, in any Mexican nomenclature that I know of, except for Taco Bell. So thus, someone who is familiar with Mexican food and its basic substances, its building blocks, its foundation, if you will, would go to the Taco Bell, look at that sign and see gordito and be totally lost as to what could that possibly be. Even the description doesn't really rationalize what flavor your mouth could expect from that. It's not really Mexican, and yet it's not really anything, because what is a gordito? No one knows. That's my point. It's easy to get confused at Taco Bell.
The gordito's working inside know what it is. Well, I mean, you're blaming a company for getting creative with Mexican food. It's pretty.
No, I'm getting creative with the language.
Well, absolutely.
Creative with the language. I'm not willing to concede that it's Mexican food.
Taco Bell is the Nintendo of food. Everything that they create, if it's not an open source name that they're using, then it is proprietary. That's the thing. You can only get gorditos and double bacon bertangos and cinnamon twisteds at Taco Bell, open 24/7 across the world. But I mean,
it's illegal.
Have you ever had actual Mexican food, Peas? It's pretty simple. It's what kind of tortilla do you want, and then there's what kind of meat do you want on the tortilla.
Choices.
And then
choices,
then you can get gourmet by adding some sort of mixture of other ingredients on top of meat and tortilla. Sometimes that tortilla
don't forget,
is wrapped.
Also depends.
Sometimes that tortilla is deep
how you
fried.
Fold it up. Right. Exactly. Sometimes it's folded up and deep fried and then stuffed.
That's how I like my immigrants. Because I'm open like that. It's a year of communication, Peas. We're just being inventive. Everybody's inventive, especially with Mexican food. There's Tex-Mex and Cal-Mex. Tell me about Utah Mex. What makes the Mexican food in your region especiale? Is that a lot of rock salt?
Yeah, I'm Nevada. I'm in Nevada now. I'm in the last bastion of the Old West. I dine on the bones of the mountains.
But it's not the well. It's I guess it's the Old West because the New West would be the latest thing that they found, right? So California is really the last of the New West. So
because there's some new land in Hawaii from the volcanoes, so technically that's the New West. I don't know what that. Maybe islands don't count though. Maybe islands don't count. Maybe stop at continental. So I'm going to concede that you stop at the continent, and that you're right. California is the last of the New West.
So you would be in the last of the Old West then.
Correct.
In a city built on pride and honor and valor and integrity.
Well, your words, my friend, not mine.
How many whorehouses
I would not
are
use
within
any
a
of those words. I would
20
not use
mile
any of those
radius
words
of
to
your home?
describe the founding of Las Vegas in any way, shape, or form.
You don't think so? You don't think that those are commendable people?
Las Vegas.
Those are
Las Vegas
American
was
heroes,
city-
Peas. Las Vegas is a libertarian paradise. Penn and Teller lived
No,
there.
no. Yeah, but Las
They
Vegas,
love
let's
it.
not lose sight of the true history. Las Vegas is here for two reasons. One, because of the Boulder, at the time called Boulder Dam, but now called the Hoover Dam.
Oh, I was
And
thinking
it's the same reason
Colorado.
why we have modern era medical insurance, because out of that production also came the company Kaiser Permanente. The insurance company didn't exist before the Boulder Dam. But after that, the little rail station in Las Vegas, the Meadows, Nevada, was purchased up a lot of property by organized crime. And at their epoch of their power, they bought and controlled and owned and invented the city of Las Vegas. And since then, it has become taken over by the true criminals, the corporations and whatnot. But it truly is one of the only towns envisioned, built, and then executed by organized crime. And for many years, the old timers here will still reminisce about the old days when the gangsters ran everything, because they say it was safer then. But it just may be it didn't have population pressure like it does now.
Oh, okay. So it's other people. That's the problem. Just moving in on you. That's all I got. It's time for my favorite part of the show. Pizzo Box, where we read
let's do
your actual letters to Time for the Show. We have Aster 6, the beautiful
Written
and
these,
talented
put a
and
stamp on the
always
envelope,
off camera
mailed them to us.
executive producer of Time for the Show.
Aster 6!
Am I good?
You're up there.
I just plugged the microphone in, so
Yeah, we were
Wait,
filming.
hold on.
Maybe we should go
Hold
to.
on a second.
Okay, well, hold on.
Fox,
Yeah.
Fox, something's wrong.
What?
I'm not hearing Aster 6. I'm hearing the voice of some kind of angel.
You made her.
There it is
with that.
again.
You're making her uncomfortable, Peas. Is that how you bagged your wife?
With
Oh,
the smooth
Peasy,
talk.
you're
I
so
hope kids-
cheesy.
I hope the kids were taking notes. I hope you children were taking notes.
It took off. Did you see that? It took right off. There's an unidentified flying object right here inside Hypercube. Aster Six has actually left the room. So we'll head on over to Cube News. It's my favorite part of the show. We filmed a movie here, Reverend Peas, over the weekend. That was
Really?
exciting. Yeah, I got to play a character who is like a goofy, eccentric person, and I got beat up and manhandled and vigorously molested by a group of big men, big burly men, and you should have seen the way they were dressed.
What did that
Peas.
cost?
You know, they paid me.
What did that cost?
They paid me.
You're
It was
kidding
pretty
me.
great, you know?
So, do you think that prostitution like this is going to be? There'll be more of it in your future. Should we look at packslack.com for future Dr. Fox escort service material?
What we should look for is the correlation between oh man, I lost it. I lost the joke. It's gone. I had it right
Don't
there.
think.
You throw me off. You threw me off, Peas. But it's gone in the breeze. Okay, it's time for the show. Let's see if I can remember what the joke was. The correlation
Do our favorite thing.
between expanding and exposure. That's what it was. It's a butthole joke. That's where we were going, but oh well, context is lost. So moving on. So yeah, I got to film a movie with
I think it
local
would have been. I think if you could have
latent
landed it, it would have been really
subgenius
funny.
Danny Feedback and and his crew if there who all was here. I don't want to give away who was here because I think it was a secret, but I know it. I'm going to at least admit it was a Danny feedback project, and yeah, there's going to be a big shoot for this. They've done a movie every time they go out on tour, and so they're not on tour this year, so they're filming in town, and so it was a good excuse to get some of their local chuckleheads together. So they're going to be doing a lot
Now,
more. I'm not going to give any
Did you
more
take
away.
any?
It's not mine.
Did you take any protection or precautions about the COVID cancer AIDS?
We sure did. We actually filmed everything remotely. So everyone came into the Hypercube one at a time, and we actually had a crew outside that would actually sanitize everybody that was coming in. We put up an ultraviolet light rig as you entered, and then we used the spray and the fog. The fog is the best part. But you go through the fog, and then you come back in, and then every shot is actually going to be composited by children in Thailand. It's a little
fog
more
jobs.
expensive than China, but a little bit cheaper than anywhere else. And so we've got a crew of 37 to 40, like 8 to 12-year-old interns in Thailand that are going to be doing all of our digital rigging and compositing for these shots. It's going to look fantastic. The wire flight system that we used was out of this world. I was truly impressed. That's why the pylons are back. The pylons are in the movie. Are you going to see the pylons in the movie, Peas?
I think I'm gonna like the movie when it comes out. You know, if I get a link to it or something, I don't know. I
Well,
don't know what
speaking of
people are
links,
expecting. I would have liked to. I would have liked to have been in a movie.
well, Peas, there's always opportunities for you. There's something will open up here or there. You need to be ready, though. Are you ready for your big break? Is that what you're saying? That you believe that you've prepared enough?
Oh.
You've done 10 years of time for the show. You've done 25 years of professional on-stage work with the Church of the Subgenius. You've got a 40-year legacy as a doorman at the Apollo Theater. So you've got the cred. We know you've got the cred, but do you have the chops? Can you bring it, Peas? Can you bring it? What's your ideal
That's
role?
a tricky question. Tricky question. P have chop.
I mean, what about?
I don't know.
Borat made a new movie. We haven't heard from Scoops McNews guy in like 3 years. Whatever happened to
we
Scoops
have.
McNews guy?
Scoops McNeese guy, he's kind of get played out. He's circling around. The problem with
Got played
Scoops is
out.
I need
How did Scoops McNews guy get played out? He showed up like 3
Very
times
quickly,
over
my friend.
2.5 years.
He's Slavic. He's Slavic.
barely
They
making
get played out very easy.
Yeah, he's barely making like a show a year
So-
on average.
So again, you're gonna make me beg on the show and make me seem like a terrible person. But the thing with Scoops, and it's my fault, is that Scoops needs to have. I should write material as Scoops and then perform that on the show. And I always try to do Scoops freelance, and so the character suffers. And so I haven't really
It's the
done it
character
because
who
I didn't want the
suffers,
character to.
definitely.
I thought it was a good character, so I thought, oh, you know what? I might one day actually write that and do it the right way. So I don't want to. I don't know, man. It's just. I'm sure you understand what I mean. It's because it's a character, and it does have a little bit of life of its own. He deserves more than an improv opportunity to be exposed, and it should maybe be a little bit more scripted or a little bit just laid out, or the concept done, and not do it so cold. I don't like doing him as cold because I think it does a disservice to the brilliance that is Scoop McNews guy. He's Slavic,
Not a fan of improv, Peas?
No, I did like the improv, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it works. But it's also, I've also seen
does it
improv at
When does
Club
the
Disney.
improv work?
Where for 2 hours you're waiting for it to get funny and it never really does. So it's hard to do.
That
And
sounds
unfortunately,
like improv, yeah.
that's my thing. Yeah. Does sound like improv.
It's good in short bursts with really funny, dedicated people and a crew of people on the floor of the studio telling everybody to laugh. Yeah, that really helps. It's just cheating. Improv is all cheating.
It does.
It's you're
Do you know what
trying
they
to sell-
do?
You're
They-
trying to bill yourself as both a
and they
comedian
take breaks.
and an actor, but you could barely make it through clown school. Like mimes. Mimes can't make it through clown school. Mimes are clowns without jokes. We don't need them. I'm not a mime fan.
Not a big clown fan anymore.
No, I thought some of your best friends and clients were clowns.
Well, you know, I like certain type of clownery. Like I'm a big fan of Slippy the Clown.
He's a nice guy.
But he's a nice guy. But and I think that he does kind of clowning the way it needs to be done in this day and age.
Aggressively.
But like exactly. The Shriners, you know, those kind of clowns, people that are doing clowning now in that kind of context. When I was a Shriner, I joined the clown troupe, and I quit very
You
quickly
weren't
because it's.
recruited.
No, I didn't want to
I
be,
figured they
you know.
would have enlisted you.
So, you know, the thing is, no, you know what turned me off on it? They're like the first day, what's your clown name? Well, I don't know, dude. That's a big decision.
Check
You
your
don't
check
just-
your clown draft
you know,
card.
Yeah, in my mind, that's not a decision you make overnight. You learn a little bit about clowning, a little bit more before you pick out whether you're going to be. There's two characteristics of clowns too, or two sub-factions, I guess.
Two archetypes.
Yeah,
of
there's
clowns,
the
like good clowns and
white
funny
face-
clowns.
There's white-faced clowns, and then there's hobo clowns, and I think that there's a big distinction between those two factions. And I think that's actually an official thing. Like the guy that's a really good singer, that's a clown. The fuck's his name?
Puddles.
Puddles, yeah, Puddles the clown. So like that whole branch of clowning, that white face type of clowning, that goes back hundreds of years. The big divergence from that is the hobo clown, which is, if I'm not mistaken, a hybridization of clowning that came out of the American expression of the art form. But I might be bullshit wrong on that. I don't know. But the thing about it is here's the thing. Pick your clown name. I knew enough from studying clowning, just from reading books, that people that really did clowning.
Wait. What books? Please name me at least one title
I can't.
on a book on clowning.
Toby Tyler Runs Away to the Circus. There's some clown passages in there.
Sounds like a Clifford book.
There might have been a Clifford book too.
He's
But
read
my
like a
point
clown.
being, yeah, my point
you had
being
studied.
is
I'm
that
sorry. You sounded like a learned master of clownery for a moment
No,
there. I think I'm allowed to.
that's my
to
point.
question that.
No, that's my point though. Is that when you're serious, you're gonna take on clowning as a career. Okay, you go to school, you go to clown college.
I'll
You
don't
know
think
something about the art form before you even start out. And I know other people that have been clowns and stuff, that they worked at clowning for a long time before they developed their true clown persona and name. So for these guys, these fucking posers, these fucking Shriners, to want you to come up with your own clown name like 20 minutes into your first clown meeting, I think that was bullshit. I think that was wrong of them. And I don't think it's what you should do if you're going to be a clown. I think you got to put a little bit more thought
I came up with
into
my
your
clown
name.
name in
Do you think
5
Scoops
minutes.
McNews
If
guy
not
just
instantly.
came out of the air? There was thought put into that name. You
Yeah.
don't just
And look
you
at where
put
it
some
got
thought
us.
in your.
Don't
Well,
don't
just-
put thought into it. That's
Don't look.
the whole point.
Look away.
Don't put thought into it. I came up with my clown name within
What
5
was it?
minutes. Pay.
Hey, I think
Hey.
you've told me that before. That's a really good name too.
Pay
It's
the
the best
clown.
clown name.
It's a great clown name. And I got to do a little
Paid
on
clown.
Halloween, and I got to do some clowning with a mask on. That was nice.
Now, were you a white-faced clown or a hobo branch of clowning?
Well, it was kind of white faced for this one. I mean, I'm always
Okay.
in white face. I do radio in white face. I do
Yeah.
YouTube in white face. I only identify as a white male.
It's funny though.
But
They're having an
biologically, I'm not.
African American play you in the movie.
No, I think Denzel's gonna do a good job. There's been a lot of
He shadowed you for what?
Hey,
3
hey,
weeks?
hey, 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 hey! Let's watch it, Peas. Let's watch it, okay? Wow. Take that off the rails, why don't you? Let's go on ahead and cut on over to my favorite part of the show, where we tell you about all the great things that are available over on packslack.com. If you go to packslack.com, you're going to be accessing a website. And not just a website, but a website where you can buy things with money. You can support Hypercube Labs directly by purchasing goods from packslack.com. And right now we're taking the pre-orders for the Fergan Friday Bottle Smasher t-shirts featuring work by Reverend Fenord, the guy one, not the gal one. And we've got a couple of those orders in. We're going to go to about the middle of January on them. So place your order now, and those will be shipping out in February. So head on over to packslack.com. And while you're there at packslack.com, just, make sure to head on over to the soaps department and pick yourself up some nice Triology soaps. Look at that. You can just buy them on the website. Peas, you like Triology soaps, right?
Oh my God! I had the worst stank ass one day, dude, and Triology soaps cleared it right up. And I was exposed to COVID cancer, AIDS 19, but then I washed myself with Triology soap, and I got a false positive. So what do you think of that? It's science. Triology soap prevents anything that could kill you from doing so. Why you don't have a bar? I guess you're just a thrill seeker like
Do you
Evel
have a bar,
Knievel.
Peas? I bet you don't have a
I've
bar of
got a
Triology
box of
soaps.
I don't even leave my office without taking a bar of Triology soap with me. Not just one,
Look
not
at
just
that.
one, but unmarked ones. All my bars have different scents for the different moods that I might feel throughout my day. This is Dragon's Blood, and it has a little dragon right there on it. Look at that. Ooh,
Made
dragon.
with real blood.
Made with real, well, I hope not, but it could be. We don't know. We don't know,
Actually, we do know.
but it's crazy.
Because Triology soaps is made with all natural ingredients, and you can read them right there on the website page, and find it just like the fabulous Nothing bars. I've got 2 bars right here. This is a 5-ounce bar of soap. This sucker it's just a pure glycerin
That's
bar.
a crazy.
This
That's a
one is
crazy weight
goat's
for a
milk.
bar of soap.
Yeah, these are pushing 4 and 5. Ferg has even said, we list them at like 4, but they're really like 5, 5.5. It just kind of it feels like you get more. And at the price he's charging, look at this compared to a supermarket soap that costs $7.50 a bar. Aster 6 is shaking her head. Yes, $7.50 a bar for this scented bar, for the perfume scented bar, and you're getting over 5
But wait
ounces of
a
soap
minute.
from Triology soaps.
That other
And
bar.
those ones are those
that other
stupid
bar looks
hand
like
cuts,
what's
so
left
you're
over.
not getting an even distribution every time.
Yeah, some kid in Taiwan is cutting these and shipping them to Wisconsin
With a cheese
And that
knife.
that
with a
looks like
cheese
the
knife.
that looks. Yeah, that looks like the leftover of my Triology soap when it's done the size of that brand new supermarket bar. There's no comparison between the quality you get with a fine product like Triology soaps from triologysoaps.com and packslack.com as there is when you can just know. Ta-da. What are you drinking? That looks delicious.
Hot
Is it
coffee.
Looks
It's
coffee
cold
based.
out
Hot
tonight,
coffee.
Peas. I didn't expect it.
Yeah. Ooh,
It's dropped
chilly.
down here. I think what was it outside? 55 degrees
Oh,
outside.
hey,
That's almost freezing. That's almost freezing. It's rough out there.
You know how
It's
cold-
a tropical
how cold it was?
wasteland.
do you know how cold it was in research
Back in
vessel
your
number
day?
1?
When you went uphill
Yeah.
backwards and through the snow? Why'd you
Auxiliary
go
research
backwards?
vehicle number 1. I'm just telling you, it's much colder in auxiliary research vessel number 1 last
In-
week when I was seen. When I was on the scene, on location, in the desert, in auxiliary research vehicle number 1, doing research on pylon spontaneous combustion, and following your orders, Dr. Fox, to investigate the situation and report back, which I believe we did during the last week's show. For
We
those
did.
of you who don't
We
know what
did.
I'm talking about,
How
go
cold
back
was it? Well, wait, hold. How cold was it outside?
32, 33, got below freezing once or twice.
And how cold was it inside?
Well, the auxiliary research vessel number 1 was filled with the love of peas, so it was at a steady 70 degrees. Quite comfortable, I might add.
So all the carbon offsetting that we're doing here is going into insulating your fuck bunker.
Oh no, it's a canvas tent. That heat dissipates immediately. It takes gallons and gallons of propane to maintain that peas love temperature.
Well, Peas, if you were to take the auxiliary research vehicle out on a Tuesday night around 10 p.m., what would you listen to while you were going
Number one.
around Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. in the auxiliary research vehicle towed by your handsome Jeep?
Well, I like the Big Easy. That's a pretty good movie. Kind of
You
old,
would
but
watch
it's a
a
good
movie
movie.
while
I like
driving?
it. Yeah. Yeah, there's not too many people on the road around the lake at that time of night. It'll
But-
probably be mostly okay.
But is there a show on freethinkradio.com that you'd want to listen to at 10 p.m. on a Tuesday night?
At 10 p.m. on a Tuesday night, there's no other thing that I would rather do. Okay? And I don't know why more people don't do it, is listen to the Chopping Block on Free Think Radio, because it's just a fabulous show. It's a much better show than any of the other shows on Free Think Radio, and that's because it's run by Dr. Argus Q. Fox, not an Esquire, and he and his wily wits bring a wacky wisdom to you every week.
And what
But that's
day
at 11
what day and time is that
That's
show?
at 11. That show's at like 11 p.m. on Mondays, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, they show at 10. That's our show. Well, people know that. It's implied. It's in your DNA.
On which
If you're
nights?
supposed,
On which nights
On
at
Mon-
10? But what about Tuesdays at 10?
oh, that's another good show by somebody.
Yeah? Who is it? What's it called?
I think that one's called Negative at Night.
No, I think that's Thursdays.
Okay, well, that's a good show.
It's a good show.
You might
I've
be
been on it.
You might be talking about Reverend Fanboy's bonanza of weird and wacky music and political opinions and thoughts and prayers.
That sounds familiar, Peas.
It does sound familiar.
What can you
It's a good
catch on
show.
that show? It is a good show.
You-
It's one of
you-
my
You can
favorite
catch
shows.
COVID cancer AIDS. You can get COVID cancer AIDS from listening to it, but the good kind.
Every Tuesday at 10 on Free Think Radio.
Yeah.
Say.com.
.com.
All right.
Don't let COVID scare you.
Are we taking a song break this week, Peas, or are we going to roll into the next segment?
Let's roll. Let's roll.
All right, it's time for my favorite part of the show. It's the Pizzo Box, where we answer real letters that you've sent to email at timefortheshow.com. The lovely and talented Aster 6, always off camera but on the mic. She will be reading the letters that we have received. And you and I, Peas, are going to work together to solve these problems, because I haven't read
Okay.
these letters. Are you ready?
Me neither.
Okay, here we go.
All right, so the good ones this week were submitted anonymously. So I'm just gonna read them out. We got what's the most popular way to eat venison? Burgers, jerky, steak, sausage.
What's the most popular way to eat venison? I would
I
say.
kind of know the answer to this question, but go ahead, Fox.
Well, if you kind of know, please lead. You take the
Well,
take the
thing about
reins
it,
on this
people's-
deer, please.
People say venison, but when they mean that, they mean deer meat, and deer meat falls into two categories. You can get a few really good tenderloin medallions out of a deer, and the rest of it you mostly grind up into meat to throw in as filler for spaghetti or chili and all that stuff, because it's a little gamey. It can be pretty tough, and the only tender, really steak edible parts on a deer that you can get are from those tender fillet pieces. So the question really begs, well, what part of the deer are you talking about? But in general, that's how venison works for all deer. So
For most.
you know,
For the
for
good
most.
ones.
So I think that answers your question. I'm curious to why you would ask that, but again, it's a letter and it came in the mail, so can't really ask.
Well,
return
Utah's
questions.
full of game wardens, so figured, I would know. You'd up your game, right? I don't really
Yeah.
care for deer. I find venison an incredibly attractive thing. Almost euphorically, almost sadistically, euphorically. I don't like deer. I think they take up a lot of space. I don't really see their purpose in doing things. We definitely all remember where we were when we heard Bambi's mom got shot, and it was a trying time for most. But in the big picture, that's just one less cud chewer out there. So really, any way that you process a deer, go grab yourself, like a windmill and strap them to it, and just let them whip around. Just tie their antlers to the inside of your, radiators, and just broil them alive like a lobster. That's just air escaping, Peas. It's just air. All right, next question.
The
Joe.
toughest,
I'm
the toughest
I'm in
organ of the whole
desperation.
A
deer.
little louder
So-
into the mic. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Well, yeah, this poor soul writes to the show saying, "Can I call the exterminator to come kill my my wife's cat?"
You don't have to call the exterminator to kill your wife's cat. You just wait for them to ask the question, "Do you have any pets?" And you say no. And that will be true in a matter of days, if not hours. So that's easy enough. Same thing with kids. If you have kids, just say no. Peas, any home exterminator problems?
Well,
You
I
run
just,
a
I don't,
clean
I-
ship, right? You were in the Navy.
Here's the thing. A lot of people don't know this, but if what you do is you feed a bunch of mice some mice poison, right? But you buy the mice from the store, and then you feed them the poison, and then you let them go in front of the cat right away. Then the cat will eat the mice. He'll eat pieces of a couple of them, right? And he'll get the poison in him, and he'll even bring some to your wife, and she'll think oh, look, the cat's so great. Then he'll die, and she'll think he died because he got some disease or something from eating those mice. You won't have to be taking blame for any exterminator.
Yeah, and it's
or
not
any kind-
animal cruelty.
nothing to do with it.
It's secondhand
nothing to
euthanasia.
do with it.
That's all it is.
Yeah, mice. How long were those mice going to live anyway? But here's the thing:
Exactly.
you leave it. If you take that bold step, right? Take that bold step yourself. Don't blame some exterminator. Take that bold step yourself, and let nature play its course out. And you, my friend, look like the hero as you console her over her grieving the cat's inability to withstand his own natural instinct, and he ate some poisoned mouse. What a shame. I guess it's just the circle of life, honey. Think it out, dude. That's great. My
don't
pet
think
died.
it out.
Coming
Don't-
your way.
Don't think
This
that.
guy's got your pet died sex coming his way. He doesn't even see it in front of him. He's trying to get some complicated exterminator plan where she can blame him and say, "Why didn't the exterminator know there wasn't cat?" Dude, you're setting yourself up for a fall, brother. You could fall and be miserable, or you could have my pet died sex. You choose.
Did you pet died sex?
Yeah.
Is that bestial necrophilia?
No, it's a thing. man.
Necro
His wife is
bestiality?
gonna be all sad. His wife's gonna be all sad that the cat died because he ate the poisoned mice. But we don't know that the mice are poisoned, so she thinks it just died because it ate mice and they were diseased. He consoles her. She thinks he's such a so understanding, and really your love for him deepens so much. She gives herself to him in the hopes that the physical act of lovemaking will help her forget her undying grief for her lost cat. And people do that all the time, dude. And he benefits from that open giving of herself to him. And that's what you call my pet died sex. Everybody knows this.
Yeah,
Why do
so
I gotta explain
In
the
the end,
of
you
life
totally
to
get to
people?
screw two pussies. All right, next question.
You should get a honk for that. That was a good one.
Okay.
That was
Are you ready,
Nice.
Peas?
One dies, one gets wet.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
All right, more of a technical question here. Are this anonymous dudes asks the show, what is the first secret to learn while playing chess?
That there's no king me's. I did that to Gary Kasparov once. He writes the Dilbert comic.
there-
He's really smart.
but there kind of is though.
What is?
There kind of is a king me in chess. If you get a pawn all the way across the field to your opponent's base level, you can then declare that pawn any piece that you want. And so it's an interesting thought. But here's the
Is
thing.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's
You get to
I told you I was
transmute
13
a pawn if they
yeah, I
cross
was
the
13th
field.
What?
in middle school. I was
No.
the 13th in the nation in
No,
chess.
that's not.
Yes.
No.
Which MSN Zone account are you playing chess on, Pete?
Listen, in the
No,
World
no. It can
Federation
only
rules
it
of
can
chess.
move backwards at that point, but not
No,
limitlessly.
no,
you know,
no.
it has to keep going
No.
in one direction.
I think you might have been the
No,
best in
once
middle
it
school.
gets no, you're both wrong. You're going to be embarrassed if you get to the last row of your opponent's roll with a pawn. You can then declare that pawn to be any piece that you want. Most people
Peter,
declare it a king.
Dr.
or, I'm
Fox already
sorry, a
said no
queen.
king me's peas.
You're killing
Yeah.
my joke.
I'm just telling you. I know, but I told you I was 13th in the nation at one time. I can't let that
You were
slide. It's a good
13th
joke.
in the nation.
It's
According to what league were you in?
the unified. No. This is the World Chess
Hazel says we're
Federation.
wrong.
Middle school, 1970.
Hazel says that that the
That
Seven,
Peas
I
is
think.
correct.
yes.
Wow. Starting off the year. That's your one for the year, Peas.
Yeah,
All right.
you can replace.
I rescind my joke. Okay, next letter.
All right, here's a better one. That was perhaps too technical. Dear show, what does it mean to cut your teeth on something?
Oh man.
So when you stop sucking titties and have to start eating food, you got to cut your teeth on it. So cutting your teeth on it means trying something new and getting the basics of it down.
But when you cut your teeth, haven't you gone too far? I mean, if you were a beaver, you'd want to cut your teeth. If you were a wiffle
Yeah,
pig, you'd want to cut your
but it's
teeth.
not a
But why
It's
would
not a beaver saying.
It's
It's
not-
not a bean.
I
a
know it's
pig
not
saying. It's
beavers,
a human saying.
Beavers don't say a lot. Except
They
for,
do in Disney
except for jokes we
movies.
did in the last letter, or the letter prior to. I'm gonna get caught up on which letter was which. That's important, Peas. Just sitting there mocking me. Any more letters?
Be quiet. Did we
Your
do that
show.
one?
Oh, we got one. Little louder.
Okay. What kind of animal would leave behind a smell or a smelly smell or a sweet smelly smell?
That smells smelly.
That smells smelly. No, really. He's treading the line right on it. I don't think he meant to do it.
An almost sweet smelly smell.
Yes.
What animal?
Yes.
What smelly animal would have a sweet smelly smell? Peas.
I think like a chupolapa
Or a gordita.
or a Sasquatch.
Call that. All right. And that's it for
Nice. That was a good one. I like that.
Pizzo Box. Send your letters to email@timefortheshow.com. Do we have headlines tonight?
Yes.
We do?
Ah.
Do we have a band name?
Oh, yeah.
Throw us a band name real quick. And then let's chuck through some headlines.
Pick a number, 1, 2, or 3.
Let's do number 3.
Okay. The band name is Evil in Law.
Evil in Law.
Yeah.
IN space LAW.
Yes.
Okay, Evil in Law. All right, so we'll put that up in the chat. So everybody put your votes in, and we'll come back to Is It a Band after my favorite part of the show, Proving Grounds, where we go through this week's chalkiest dust and see what we can work back together into a fine cylinder of comedy paste. Starts out as dust. Didn't know that, but now you do. All right, so Aster 6 is going to read us off the headlines, and Peas and I are going to see just how razor sharp our Lady Bix are this week. Peas.
We're gonna improv on them. We're gonna do improv.
Is this improv?
Let's go.
I don't,
Is it?
Is it? No, I don't think it's improv because we're trying.
Give me a noun.
Give me a depressing place to be. Right here.
Tea kettle.
All right. You got some?
Yeah.
All right. First
That's
one.
all Mad Libs are.
Right now?
All Mad Libs are unacted out improv sessions.
Julie farted. All right. What we got?
Okay, so first on the headlines, Thailand to launch a moon space program to boost their economy.
Saves significantly on cargo by only hiring ladyboy astronauts. Yes. It's okay. They elected one as
King-
president. That's fine. Okay.
King
Also in
learns
space
King,
news.
King,
Nope.
Sorry.
Peas has one.
Oh,
King-
sorry.
King learns elephants are not practical astronauts.
Okay. Next one.
Okay, continuing
Look,
with
you
space
did-
news,
you know
we've
what?
got
No, I'm gonna
Japan to
stop
create
it.
first
You
wooden
fucked it up because you
satellite
said lady
that will
boys and
burn
they're
up
not
in
from
re-entry.
Taiwan.
Thailand.
So I did a Thailand joke.
Wait, where are ladyboys not from?
Taiwan. And
What-
and she
what is
said
the-
Taiwan was
Is this
launching its own
Taiwan or
rocket.
Thailand?
And he did a Thailand joke,
It was
and you
Thailand.
gave yourself a big
it was
horn.
Thailand.
and-
She says it
Oh,
was
then
Thailand.
then both jokes should have got the good horn.
The good horn.
Yeah, because Thailand is known for nothing more than ladyboys and elephants. And apparently the moon shots now.
All three very related. Okay, so
Let's carry on with the game. All right, I'm sated with the horn. Let's move on.
ladyboy is hung like an elephant. Hire her for the moonshot. Okay.
Fox. Yeah. Genius, man.
Sub genius. All right, what do we got?
Sorry, I had to
She
compose
quit the show.
myself.
No, that's
Oh yeah. So okay. So I'm totally off track now. Japan to create first wooden satellite that will burn up in re-entry.
Origami goes to new heights.
Origami is paper, but I'll give you that. I was looking forward to all the instructions will be printed on chopstick wrappers. Wooden satellite. Is that all? That's all we've got for wooden satellite.
I'm surprised we haven't done wooden satellites before, like some other country, like Somalia or something. Tin can satellite.
The Somalian space program. They do have a lot of rockets.
Rubber tire satellite. We've made a rubber tire satellite. It orbits the Earth as we speak.
And yeah, and when it burns up in the atmosphere, you're not gonna see it. It's all about getting noticed.
We're like, yeah. That's
there-
our satellite.
the,
burning
the
there.
Somalian Air Defense special group.
I really like that show. Bob loves Ism Ashbula. And they're all from Somalia. It really put the Somalis in a new light for me. That lighthearted Trump that CBS has got out there. It's fabulous. Fabulous show.
All right, next line.
Ticketmaster, excuse me, it's a little louder. Ticketmaster to pay
Rips off
$10
artists
million
yet again
fine
and doesn't.
after admitting to illegally accessing competitors' computers.
All right, one more time.
So what?
Into the
Still
mic.
got a priority.
But yeah, P's already jumped on pretty much anywhere we could go with it. But one more time.
All right, Ticketmaster to pay $10 million in fines after admitting to illegally accessing competitors' computers.
Metallica's Lars
Recoups.
Ulrich claims hacked emails.
Recoups all losses after applying an additional $1.50 service fee to AC/DC tickets.
I think we can say that. Can we say fuck Ticketmaster on YouTube and Live Nation? Let's go with it. There's nothing like concert promoters setting the ticket prices. That's free market.
That seems fair.
Free market. All
That
right.
seems fair.
Somebody, what's the most you ever paid to go to a concert, Peas?
$495 a head to see the Rolling Stones in Boston.
What seats did you get for that?
Nosebleed seats, my friend, in the very highest part of the stadium.
$495 a piece.
Glad to get them. Yep, was glad to get them.
Was that on the big tour a few years ago?
I want to say it was 10 years ago.
That was because are they still touring? We could come up
They're
with some
still touring. They fucking were gonna be on tour right now, except for COVID.
All right, let's.
They dropped a lot of their songs a key, so it still sounds really good. You know, there's something a little bit different about the song, but they've dropped them enough to where mix still sounds really vibrant. It's a great. I would see them again. I love the Rolling Stones, man.
It's. I think the most I ever paid, I was like 95, and then it was like another 15 on top of that, and that was to Rammstein in Miami, which was vastly undersold. It was the first.
Yeah, that's
it
a
was the
Amish
first-
band, isn't it?
It was their first day on their first European tour in, I think, at least a decade. And we had GA seats, out on the floor. And we pretty much got front row center because we just walked up there. There was nobody there. But it was definitely worth every penny that they were charging for it. I think if they were charging $95 to cover that show, it was worth it. It was really worth it. But was it worth $20 that I didn't have to go and stand in a line to get to when I could have bought tickets at the will call because it was undersold anyway? Yeah, I gladly would have saved that. So that sucked. After that, I think the most I've paid for a concert ticket's been like $22. So support local venues. Don't go to Ticketmaster. All right.
I like Queen.
How much do they charge?
I don't know what their gig is, man, because every time I go and they come out here, there's a whole group of cool cats that like really are into Ween, and they follow it around. One of them sells jam. He's I think you know him too. But it's another place we can get some synergy for our wonderful packslack.com. But I digress. But what happens is, because I'm the Peas, somebody will hit me up with a ticket when they're here, or I can buy one for like $20 or something.
We got any more headlines?
Sometimes.
Yeah, we
we
also
do.
have Mexico is ready to offer asylum to Julian Assange.
All right. One more time.
Mexico is ready to offer asylum to Julian Assange.
As long as he can tunnel his way there.
Oh, I didn't mean to hit that one. I meant to give you the good one.
Oh!
I meant to give you the good one. I really did. Fingers are floating south today. Well, this set. The other ones are always down there. Man, I can't come up with anything on that one just yet. All I can think, must guard,
Simmer.
must
Simmer.
guard all recipes from Taco Bell hackers. All right, and that's Proving Grounds.
But it's not Mexican food, so I don't know if that should have been the thing, but whatever.
Well, he's
It's
protecting
your-
the recipes from Taco Bell because they would want that.
But why would Mexicans care? Mexicans be like, those aren't our recipes. We don't make gorditas.
But Taco Bell will after they hack the recipes. The recipes. It's all about IPs. Peas.
I guess.
All right.
Hey, do you think that Evil In-Law is banned?
Oh yeah, we gotta go to our band name. So let's check over and see what anybody says in the chats. Doesn't look like
Said
it.
anything? Like they didn't even care.
Everybody's super
Fucking
busy
hurt my
tonight,
feelings.
everybody's calibrating their pylons
Why?
it's the new year. You gotta set up your pylons as close as possible to the speakers. Make sure you get the annual update. That's
Okay,
important.
that's
That's
some
really
bullshit.
important.
That's some bullshit. Thank God for our Patreons. We should list out their names.
We really
They're
should.
so awesome. We
How-
should, because that's why we're doing show. We're not doing it for you guys who could be bothered to play. Is it a band? We're doing it for these people, the Patreons. Fuckers.
They're nice. They're all nice guys. But I was actually going to ask you
Girls.
to start off with your apologies before we listed off the Patreons this week.
Yeah, it's
Reverend
probably
Peace.
best. That's probably best.
Maybe
It's
I was,
fine.
I was just kind of hoping we could do something with it. So let's go ahead and put the. Let's see here. What's our apology music this week? All right, there.
So here I am with our friend, the Pink. Hi, I'm the Pink. Hi, Pink.
And we're crashing.
Doing you bland normal. Look at you. That made me want
Take
to
it down.
think
All right. Let's see if this will work.
But I am a weirdo too.
Come on.
Don't get us broken.
We definitely need your Patreon support. Okay, hit it, Peas. Tell them what you got.
So, here's the thing, kids. We're super sorry that we didn't do some of your favorite segments tonight, but the new year is just so full of eager and newly awaited gizmos and pylons at at the compounds, both East Coast and West Coast, were battling tremendous temperatures, and our super magnets, while needing to be cooled, have actually needed to be heated to continue their super magnet conductivity in our pylon research that only can be supported by you, our Patreons. Now, the rest of you, I'd apologize for this show, but you don't really care because you're not patrons and you're not who I'm talking to. I'm talking to the buyers of Triology Soap. I'm talking to the supporters of CubeSpeak. I'm talking about to those people who aren't thinking and building pylons. You're the ones that we need to reach out to. Find your friends who don't think. Find your friends who like oblong pylons. Find those people, tell them about this show and how they can contribute, and you too will find your way into the promised land. For the rest of you, I'm sorry, there's just no chance. There's just no chance for you, preloader, just a viewer or a listener. You're not contributing to any of the research that we're doing here. It's just crazy, the research that we've got going on here.
Yeah, where are you going, Pete?
What? Where am I going?
Yeah, where'd you go?
Where do I go? I want people to understand. Here, I'm fixing it. If they can see this right now, if you can see this in front of you, then you know you are one of the special people. It's not appearing on everyone's screen as you watch this YouTube show. It's only appearing to those that aren't thinking already. And when you see the red lines in this hypercube, you know you are ready for that next step. And that next step takes you to packslack.com, where your universe will start to unwind as you dig into the rabbit hole that is time for the show.
And for some reason,
That's it.
my spreadsheet won't open. But I can tell you this much, is that we've lost some Patreons this month, which is, we know. We've got financial hardships out there. It's not just the first of the month, it's the first of the year. And sometimes you just got to look over. But we are running completely on donations here. It costs everything I've got to keep the Hypercore going. I mean, dollar for dollar, it's the best, the most efficient system that we have. In fact, what happens with the Patreon is that we take that, we cash it out, and we feed $1 at a time into the furnace. So we need as much cash as you've got. Feel free to put it in an envelope and send it to Hypercube Labs, P.O. Box 4304, Winter Park, Florida 32793. But you know what I'll do, since it seems like this can't get my spreadsheet to load. So I will see how many I can remember off the top of my head. That would be, of course, Ferg and Fanboy, our big-time sponsors for Triology Soaps and
Right.
Fanboy's Fun
Don't-
Time. You can
Don't
shout
forget
out
Camilla Harris.
Dr.
Camilla
Cosmac.
Harris is at Biden level.
Caller 23. We have Agent
Eric
Floyd
Trump.
and I think a few people jumped off. That's why I need my list. So I'm gonna have to supplement this. I'm gonna have to record it and then adhere it. But I cannot bring it up right now. I cannot remember everybody that was coming up on the list. Hazel of the Windmills, Agent Lloyd, Long Dead, Chowabunga, who else?
Jong-un. Kim Jong-un is
Martha
at
Artha, and Dr.
Mongolian
Ellis over
level.
at Freethink Radio, Dr. Trench, Michael Marcus, Couch Sloth, Reverend 80, Reverend
Dick
Loch
Cavett.
Ness.
Dick Cavett, platinum level.
So if I missed out on it, I apologize. I am vastly unprepared for tonight. As we're overheating, we are overheating, and we're losing our ability to maintain the simulcast. So we are going to be getting ready to switch
David
over
Bowie.
exclusively
Podcast.
to freethinkradio.com. So if you enjoyed the show, hey, we're up 30 subscribers since I started the show. So we basically got a subscriber a day over the past month that we've been doing here. So thank you very much. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, And follow us on social media, Facebook at Time for the Show, on Twitter at Time for the Tweet, and you'll get notifications when the podcast is up. 3 new episodes with about 9 to 10 hours worth of Time for the Show was posted last week. And Dr. Fox Chopping Block specials are, they should be scheduled to post on the Patreon. So thanks again for everybody tuning in.
Yep. Hey, kids, remember something. Touch yourself daily to prove that somebody loves you.
Show me on the robot where you touched it. All right, we'll see you next week here on youtube.com/freethinkradio and freethinkradio.com. If you like the music that we've played before and after the show, it's available on Bob Comp 1 over at PAX Slack, featuring Nate Marks and Rubik's Cube and Reverend Symphaltimus Ex Mortis. Go pick it up. Reverend Negative and a Big Dobbs.Town collab of Subgenius music remixes available as well. And a Reverend Negative album. So head on over to music.packslack.com. I'm Dr. Fox for Hypercube Labs. Peas, you got anything for the kids before we go?
Richie! Make a I'm sorry song! Please.
See you next week.